Going to be doing a little bit of a demonstration with a Comgrow brand honeycomb board, and it's a big one. And for it, I'm going to use the Comgrow Comgo Laser. That's hard to say. And at the same time, we're going to make something like this. Nice little Halloween ornament type thing. And this can also set on a table. I have it set up to hang because we have a event coming up where I need to be able to hang a bunch of these from trees. Halloween theme, spooky. So I need to get a bunch of these made. I'm going to show you how to do it coming up. Hi, I'm Roger. Welcome to the shop on a very chilly September day. And yes, it's fall. We had the fall equinox yesterday, so now it is autumn. And it's mighty chilly today, and it's raining too. So the shop's more or less closed up. I do have one door open because I'm going to make some smoke here, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Hence the long sleeve shirt. So we're going to make these ornaments here, Halloween ornaments. There's several different patterns. And to get these cut files, you could go to designbundles.net, and they have a lot of different types of cut files there for lasers that you can purchase. And I'm not sponsored by them, that's just where I got these files. So passing that along, I am a gold member there, so we get quite a few of our graphics for different projects, and not just lasers, but sublimation and t-shirts and dye transfer and all kinds of things. So what am I going to make these out of? Well, your choices on these particular cut files are 3mm, 4mm, and I think 6mm, which is 1/4 inch plywood. And I picked these up at Dollar Tree, $1.25, and you can make 1.5 of these ornaments out of one of these little planks. It's not 3mm, it's not 4mm, it's 3.5mm. I don't know why it's like that, but I'm using the 4mm pattern because with the if you cut it for the 3mm, it's just too tight to put it together. So I've got one of them laid out here, and I'm going to take you on the computer here and show you how I lay this out. Okay, we're going to be doing this in light burn here. I'll show you how to get this set up to cut 2 of the pieces out of one of those planks. So the first thing you want to do is make yourself a tool path. Well, these planks measure 4 3/8 by 18. So let's make a box here at random. Lock this here. Set this to 18, which is going to be wider than what the laser will actually handle. That's fine. 4 3/8 is 4.375. And we'll relock that lock. Go back up here to select. Change this to T1, that's our tool path. I'm going to move this over so that we're on the board with it, and about in the middle or so. So now we need to bring in our file. The 3D pumpkins, we're going to be in 4mm. And I need to figure out which ones I want to bring in. We'll bring in 1. So that'll bring one of those in. Make sure that is grouped. We'll set that over here. This is a little tight, so you got to be a little bit careful on how you position your parts here. We'll bring in another one here. I'll tag number 7. That would be the top. There again, make sure it is grouped. If you hold your mouse there, if you're not familiar with this, it'll tell you what that icon does, and you want to group these so that if you're moving things around, you don't mess up the proportions of what's in there or where everything's located. So there's our layout right there. I'll need to go over here to cut some layers, and I'm going to be cutting this at 300mm per minute, 100% power. I do have air assist on this laser. I'm going to do that in 2 passes to make sure I get a clean cut, because when you get into these little parts here, and I'll blow this up, when you start getting into these little things, it's hard to be able to predict. When you get into these little things like this here, it gets to be hard to predict exactly how the wood is, because wood can be a little bit fickle. This way I make sure I get a good clean cut through there. Yes, 300 millimeters per minute at 100% power with one pass does most of the time cut everything. So we'll go up here and we'll save this. And what do we want to call this one? We'll call this cut one, just to call it something. Now I can get this set up on the laser. So I have my graphics laid out in light burn, and they are sized for this wood here, which is the size of the graphic is height of 4.1577. These are roughly 4 1/4 to 4 3/8 high. So you got to make sure you got your work placed carefully, or you'll run off the wood. But as I said, you can get 1 1/2 of these ornaments out of this. I'll be cutting 2 here. I'll have a piece left over, and I have another one up there that I will use for my next one. So, cheap way to do it. So I'll get you over here on the laser. We'll get this framed. I'll show you how this cuts. I want to demonstrate this honeycomb board. It's from Comgrow, and it's I don't remember the exact dimensions of it, but it's big, and you can cut large pieces on this. So let me get the camera over here and we'll get zoomed in on this. I do have air assist on this laser, so that always helps when you're cutting. I've got my board laid here and I'm using absolute coordinates. My settings are 300 millimeters per minute, 100% power with 2 passes, and that should work. At least it has in the past. So the first thing I want to do here is frame this. Make sure I'm going to be on my work. As I said, the borders are very close, so we're good there. So we'll give this a start. And away we go. Total engrave time here is, or I should say cut time is 32 minutes and 7 seconds. This is going to be cut for a while, and it cuts both halves. And they'll be in separate pieces, and we'll check back on this from time to time and let you see the progress. One of the nice things about having a honeycomb board, and it's actually cutting this on the first pass, but I'm still going to let it run 2 passes in case we have some weird grain, is it greatly reduces the scorching. Now granted, this is going to be painted, but if you can, anytime you can reduce scorching, that's a big plus. The air assist also makes it cut a little quicker by keeping everything blown out of the cut line. Okay, so here we have what I call the bottoms. And now I'll show you how all this goes together. Okay, what you'll have is you'll have tops and you'll have bottoms, and assembled it is like this. And they sit a little wonky if you're just setting them on the table, but they're more or less meant to hang, like so. So what you would do is you would paint one of these black and one of these orange. At least that's what I do. In this case, I would paint this one here probably orange, and probably paint this one black. And you could do it any way you wish. It's just a matter then you would slip these together. And it'll be a snug fit, and to end it you would tap that a little bit with a hammer. I don't want to do that yet because I still have to paint them, but once you have this painted and put together like this, take a small drill bit and just drill a hole through that corner right there, through one of them, and a little piece of jute twine. Hang it up, little spooky decoration there. You can make a Halloween tree, I suppose, if you made a lot of them. That was one example. Here's another one that's made here. So And we've got several different kinds. I have several different more to make. So I need to get on with it and make some more here. So there's an example of an inexpensive little Halloween type ornament you can make. And of course I'll be getting on to painting these, and I'll be cutting some more here. And I also wanted to show how well the honeycomb board works. Comgrow did provide me that honeycomb board to demonstrate, and I have done it in another video. But I wanted to do it again here just to show how easy and simple this is. Of course they do make smaller ones, but I am using this on a much larger format laser. Normally I have a big Subetu over there with a 800 by 460. It's a big, I can make long signs on it. So that is what my main use is for it, but I also wanted to show it with the Comgrow laser here to show how well it works with the air assist on it. So if you got anything out of this, appreciate getting a thumbs up, always helps the channel. There's links in the description on both the laser and the honeycomb board, and I will put a link down there to design bundles and where to purchase this cut file. Again, I'm not sponsored by designbundles.net, but I do purchase a lot of graphics from them, and you can probably see a lot of projects just sitting up here in the corner that I've been working on. So yeah, we got a lot of things going on here, getting a bunch of stuff ready and orders for Halloween. So Roger in the shop. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.